Hello and welcome to another...
I keep forgetting to look how many we've done.
What's
Things
it
like
called?
that excite me.
Not another couples podcast. Episode... that amount. We don't know. Yeah, quite a few. If you've only just joined us, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you want to go and listen back to some amazing episodes or watch them on YouTube, you can as well. Thank you, callers.
Mainly talking about my penis.
There's a lot of Mark's inappropriate conversations. So if you like that sort of thing...
You'll love it.
You'll love it. I'm Suzie. This is Mark. Welcome.
Crikey, it's a proper intro.
Well, you know, you never know. People might have just joined us.
Manly today.
You do, for a change. Okay. At the end. That could be the end of Not Another Couples Podcast. I think our brains have just melted.
Well, I'm lucky. I have an air-conditioned gym. So I'm very lucky. So yesterday was quite...
I thought you were going to say, I'm lucky because I'm ginger and freckled and I don't feel the heat.
Well, I don't mind the heat. I don't mind it because I normally sweat when everyone else isn't. And now everyone's sweating, so I don't look like the pervert. I was going to use another thing.
Yeah, don't say that.
Okay.
No.
So I quite enjoy it. I mean, if I was laying tarmac all day, I wouldn't be happy.
So yes, so currently, if you're listening outside of the UK...
Well, France is even worse.
Yeah, so we're outside Europe. In a northern hemisphere, because it's winter there, pretty much. We are currently...
Southern hemisphere, it's winter.
Southern hemisphere, sorry, that's exactly what I meant, but I said northern.
You know it's hot because your glasses are steaming up.
I know it's hot. Oh, it was actually quite misty. Anyway, interesting fact here. We are currently experiencing quite a prolonged heat down, especially in the south of England. Not so much in the north, but it's still warm for there. We've had pretty much temperatures sort of high 20s, 30s, and a week or so ago we had like 35, 36.
Yeah, that was amazingly hot. But 28 isn't classed as a heat wave, is it?
Well, we were watching a bit of Wimbledon catch up last night, and Pat Cash, who is Australian, obviously a tennis player,
lovely,
and very straight talking Aussie. They were discussing the roof on Wimbledon and whether they should shut it to regulate the heat and cool stuff down and blah 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 blah. And he's like, "It's not hot. It's not hot. What are you talking about? This is not hot. It's 30 degrees. It's not hot."
And he pointed at Tim Hemman. He goes, "It can't be hot. You're wearing a suit."
Yeah, exactly.
You're wearing a jacket.
Exactly.
So they were talking about the heat radiating off a hard court is obviously far more than grass, which absorbs the heat.
Yeah.
They do have a temperature it has to hit for them to stop play for the welfare of the players. But I tell you where I wouldn't want to be in this heat. So I don't mind heat if you're, I don't know, whatever, out and about,
move around a bit.
Training, coaching, whatever. But the thought of sitting in centre court, number one court, in the sun, and all you can see is just people with fans.
So I remember going years and years ago with Philip and Linda when we were living in Southfields.
Yes, please.
You weren't there for some reason, I don't know why. But they'd queued up overnight. They insisted that I was involved in that as well. I didn't want to sleep on a pavement. Back then you had to sleep on the pavement queuing round. Now they have you all in a field. And they were quite happy. I was like, right, fine. Anyway, we made a deal. They got me in. And I remember sitting there. And I think I was wearing something probably not super cool. Not cool.
Well, like Adidas Retro.
Yeah, but meaning cooling fabrics for some reason. And I remember sitting on the seat and then just having to stand up in between each point and everything. Because it's just melting to the seat.
You do have a very hot bottom.
Thanks.
Nice. I mean, sexually hot.
I know. That's how I took it.
Oh, good.
That's how I took it. That's how I always take it.
That was close.
Why wouldn't you? Jesus, I don't know what you meant. So I not so good in the heat compared to you.
You're not considering, this is what I find strange. When you were younger, you were a little sun bunny.
No, but only when I was next to water.
We'll walk around with a glass of water there.
No, you muppet. Like the sea or a pool. On holiday. I would not be sunbathing unless I could dunk myself in water.
I mean...
chef, that I always think, anybody cooking in a kitchen...
Well, Amber works in the cafe and that got up to 40-something degrees.
But even, when I'm cooking here, because the sun comes around and comes in the back of our house. So if I'm cooking...
Yeah, the floor you can't walk on, can you, barefoot?
So hot.
So hot. I do think... Well, I think... There's two trains of thought, aren't there? Whether it's global warming or it's just a freak. I mean, 1976, that year? Do you remember it well?
Oh, summer of 76.
I had to go
I was only child, very, 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 very small child. You probably remember it more because you were about 18,
I had to go
19.
to hospital. Fiberglass burns from my slide. Why are you laughing?
Why were you like sliding down it naked?
Yes, of course I was. And then, but
where did you
back
get
then,
in your bum?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well,
yes.
I don't know whether you'd like in your back or your front.
No, but bottom, and then you put water on the slide because it was hot to touch. I remember it, and then obviously I'd left it too long.
Boiling water.
I'd left it too long, so the fiberglass had dried out. The slide had dried out, but there were sections where obviously the plastic coating had run out, so there were little shards of fibre. So I had to go into hospital and pull out bits of fiberglass from my buttocks. I was very brave though. Oh, I'm extremely brave. Gingers can tolerate more pain or less pain. I can't remember. But the summer of 76, it was the reason why that was famous because it just stayed hot for long. We had that really hot spell here, then it dropped a bit, and now it's come back up a bit.
Yeah, but see, when it dropped, it's a temperature that we'd normally go, oh my God, it's going to be like 25, 26 today.
But what was the temperature yesterday, 28?
Oh, I reckon it was way higher than that.
Do you, Susie, frown a bit more?
You are in your little cocoon of air conditioning. So I think it's also different with the temperature of the actual temperature they say it is, and then if there's any
feels like wind,
breeze
the track,
or
I've got to
any
say,
air, it was very still.
As coaching sprinters and throwers, which obviously short explosive events, the heat is pretty full on. We had a couple of days where we're like, ooh, I think we measured the track. I put the phone down on the track. It's got a temperature thing in it, and it was like 44.
I mean, even the dog, taking the dogs out, you can't take the dogs out.
Susie, you can't.
And people were stupid people.
But I don't understand.
Taking their dogs out
We're
in
very
the middle
lucky.
of the day.
We've got an ice bath there that properly resets. You haven't been in that.
No, not that. I'm talking about dogs right now.
I'm talking about you right now.
Well, I'm talking about dogs. So
I'm
wait.
Talking the same thing.
Remember, you're sitting right next to me here.
Yeah, I've crossed my legs, so I'm protected.
What, from me punching you in the leg?
In the testicules.
Okay, well that may happen later because that was rude. But just that whole thing of people taking their dogs out. Why? And Flynn's prize giving, someone brought a bloody cat, and that was really hot.
I love it. I love when people do stuff like that. You get properly freaked. Not freaked.
Yeah, but it's just...
You get incensed.
I really hate incompetence, as you know, which I know.
Well, you can't watch 40 Towers. No. You can't watch Alan Partridge. What's the other one you found? Did you like Blackadder? Parts
of it, because it was more varied incompetence.
You can't watch things like that.
Because I just hate it when people, it's so blatantly, obviously, common sense, straightforward thing to do, and they don't, and that just really annoys me.
So bringing a cat to a prize giving and then letting it run loose.
What is wrong with you people? What thought process did you think that was a good idea?
What point did you think standing outside a marquee in the sun
35-degree heat
with a cat in a cage is better than leaving it at home in a house with windows open?
Maybe it escapes.
Well, I've got not 2 people I know now who have cats that are house cats.
Well, shut all the windows, put a fan on.
Put a fan on, Susie.
I mean, Yogi at the moment is lying on the sofa with a fan on constantly.
Oh, I didn't put his cone of shame on.
No, you haven't, but I checked. He was lying with that. So basically, Yogi's also had a severe wound injury.
We thought he was going to die.
It was very, 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 very sad and touch and go of this huge swelling and wound, and he couldn't walk. On Friday, I had to carry him into the vets, which thankfully, because I train, I could do.
Well done.
Life skills, people.
Life skills.
Be able to pick up your 28 kilo dog.
He seems to be improving nicely. Just need to keep feeding him.
Yeah, he's losing a bit of weight.
So but I think all dogs are losing weight at the moment.
But it's what I was trying to explain to the vets, again, who are in their little air-conditioned bubble. I was like, outside in the real world, it's really hot outside. Because she said, oh, is he drinking more than normal? I was like, yes, because it's like 30 degrees. He is drinking quite a lot, and I'm making him drink a lot because it is 30 degrees.
There's a lot of eyebrow work going on today.
Wow, there's a lot to say
you
today.
You seem quite aggro and animated. It's because you tried to caress me last night and I turned you away. I was too tired.
No, that's not why I am like this.
Oh, was it not?
No.
Are you not sexually frustrated?
No, not right at this second,
Just
actually.
Checking. Got to check. It's about open relationships. You have to talk about these things.
Melty and hot. So
is that why you're getting?
I need to get my fan wee out.
Which one's this say?
This one says "come bucket"
Oh, nice.
without the T.
Oh, come bouquet.
Come bouquet.
Come bouquet. Oh, Kumbuk.
Kumbuk. So if you are enjoying the heat wave, crack on.
Well, I was thinking about when I was it 2 weeks ago. I went up to town on the motorbike and got stuck in Piccadilly, couldn't move, and took my helmet off because there was just like black helmet sitting in the sun, and even the police saw me driving along with my helmet on my handlebars, and they were like, "Fine." But
this is the thing. What I was trying to say was the whole of the UK, primarily, we are not very good in this nation, of dealing with extreme weather.
no.
Whether, when this tiny sprinkle of snow comes, we have to shut everything because no one can cope.
Yeah, or heavy leaves on the train.
Or
tracks.
lots of leaves, flooding, lots of rain, high temperatures. We just don't know what to do. I think because we have maybe a more varied weather system.
I was looking
than
at
other
the
places.
Azteca Stadium, the Mexican stadium where we obviously won, which was... I'm gutted that we didn't stay up.
I know. So England World Cup.
Sorry, it was about...
We're going to come... Okay,
but it was about extreme. It's not about the football.
Mm.
But the Azteca Stadium was recently rebuilt with solar panels and stuff. But also, they had to... because of the earthquakes, everything has to be built in a certain way to tolerate earthquakes and stuff. So I was just thinking, if UK had earthquakes, if we can't tolerate with a bit of snow or...
Yeah, I mean, you think of like other European countries and, extreme parts of Canada and where they have really extreme like snow. I mean, New York is another place.
I think there's an adaptation because we're kind of in this mild, temperate. We've got the Gulf Stream and all that. We've been so used to this kind of. But mediocre.
we can have not very cold. We have cold weather, not super cold like -30 sort of weather, and then we have warm weather, and maybe we're lucky 2 weeks of the year we have nice sun in a row, and I think that's the problem. We have the sort of different weather systems, but they're not super extreme. So when they go just even like 5 degrees above, no, it's a good thing. But I'm saying when it does go to that point, the schools were shutting because it was so hot, and at least they did do something, and they didn't just sort of try and suffer through it, because that's a whole British thing as well. Just like.
Has Epsom? Do you think Epsom has air conditioning in their classrooms? Because Joe was saying they don't.
No, I don't think so. Do
you know how much?
Because that's where they were allowing them hydration breaks.
Do you know how much Latchmere raised in their fair on the weekend?
This is the local school.
Yeah, we're a bit involved with it now, and we help sponsor certain things and stuff, and we train lots of people at it. I'm not.
You're quite loud.
I'm quiet, am I? I'm on the cusp.
He's quite quiet. We're just going to speak up. So, how much did they raise, Mark?
£11,500 for their fair.
That's amazing.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Good effort.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, it's a big primary school, but there's a lot of kids in the primary school.
How many people in Joe's class do you think? How many
32.
kids? Very good, 33.
Because I went and did a little talk there.
Mm.
And I did it. There was 800 kids in the hall.
Wow.
And that was most of year 6 weren't there because they were out visiting their senior schools. So there was only a few. There's been about 10 year 6s left who'd done all their talk things already.
Now you're quiet.
Sorry, I'm mumbling. That was mumbling. Mustn't mumble. That drives me mad as well. So extreme weather, we are coping. And how long is it meant to last? Do we know?
No, I don't know.
Last week's podcast, if you do watch or listen to it, please do. Flynn is a guest on that one. And we had to have the fan on because normally we record this quite early, so it's slightly cooler. But I couldn't get him available. Well, he wasn't available till like lunchtime-ish because he doesn't bloody get up, And it was so hot, both of us. We had to have the fan on, so the sound may be a little bit less exciting on that one. So England, let's go back to the World Cup. We didn't stay up.
Well, I had a manic day yesterday.
Yeah, this is the problem. Sunday night, 1 a.m. If other people have normal jobs, they can just go and sit at their office or work at home and fiddle around on their computer and pretend they're working. That's fine. But when you have a active, motivating job like you do,
well, no, and you're self-employed.
You have to go into work.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to everything. But it was. I was a little bit miffed that I didn't. I was more miffed. I think people were like miffed. I think more people understand this. I was more miffed that I didn't watch it because my work life was controlling my life. I think it would have been a brilliant atmosphere to watch. Obviously, it was an amazing game. We didn't know that beforehand. But I was more pissed off yesterday that I didn't because of my work.
You resented the fact that your work had dictated.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good day and it was silly busy. But I'm like, there's so many Flynn's very good at remembering score lines, World Cup rugby, stuff like that. I think that game will be looked back on. It's been apparently the game of the tournament so far.
Right.
You know, I didn't realise, I think it was the 60th minute that Guy got the red card. So we're playing 30 minutes with 10 men. There's one guy, is it Gordon? I forget, one of the guys who's worked on his fitness when he was younger. And apparently he came on, it was just unbelievable.
Just ran.
So, yeah, I was a bit resentful that I annoyed with myself because it's, you know, how many opportunities do you get to do these things?
Like you said, they did talk about moving it earlier, so it was more accessible to most of Europe, basically.
But life's about...
Yeah, but I'm saying, but also, you know, there was a lot of things. It was going to be changed to 7 p.m. rather than 1 a.m. But then there was storms and they were worried about...
It was delayed an hour, wasn't it? 2 o'clock it started.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that
either.
Yeah,
so it was delayed. So a lot of people got up for 1. Oh, my goodness. And then it was delayed an hour because of that storm.
I took Flynn to his friends at like midnight because there was a whole mass group. There was 2 brothers within this family, and the older brother had a whole bunch of mates over and then was flying to Magaluf really early in the morning. And then the younger one, who's Flynn's year, they were all round, and then they were off to Malia early in the morning. So the parents were very, very tolerant of having a group of...
Well, they're brilliant at that stuff. And then
they're very used to it, and they
took
love
them to the airport.
And then the dad, in terms of
5?
5 a.m. I got a photo from Flynn and 2 mates at like 5 a.m.
in
the back of the car, going well rested and excited. 2 of them looked excited. One looked like he wasn't well rested or excited.
No.
So.
But yeah, no, I thought, and what do we now play? Norway, obviously.
Oh.
So we obviously play Norway, your favourite team.
My other favourite. I was learning
USA
Norwegian.
Lost heavily to, come on, Brian, Belgium. 4-1, I think it was. So Belgium, USA. So USA, all the host nations.
No, Belgium, USA haven't played yet.
They did last night.
Oh, it was last night. Oh, sorry. So I was going to talk about that because there was a whole debacle, I love that word, of the previous match the USA played against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah.
Where one of the US players got a red card.
Indeed.
And then, obviously, US team kicked off, even though it had been reviewed and he'd been given that red card. It wasn't just like a...
You can rebuke it, or whatever, rebuke it, just puke it. Apparently they can review the whole thing and then reduce it to a yellow card after the game, which is what they've pretty much done with...
Yeah, but so the problem was, I think, also the Bosnia... Well, more Belgium, who they were going to play next, kicked off because they were like, hang on a minute, this one player would have had a match ban.
Yes.
And now Trump had a little... got involved because he can't help himself. It's got absolutely nothing to do with him other than being the president of America. You know,
and the influence of USA doing well in the tournament.
It's like, come on.
There's a lot of...
It's so dodgy. And the fact that he has a conversation and said it was silly, or some word that they said, he then... Suddenly this player is like, it's wiped clean and he can now play Belgium. So the Belgium team and all their sort of thing of trying to get from FIFA an official report of the procedure that they went through to decide that this player was then back in and allowed to... It didn't even go to a yellow, did it?
I have no idea.
I think he just... Yeah, just wipe clean. Anybody who's done anything wrong, just wipe it clean.
There was always going to be something.
Honestly, it makes me really mad. I feel for the Belgium team. I mean, hopefully the Belgium smashed the USA now.
They did.
4-1. Sorry. My brain is melted.
Yeah.
Which is great, because then it's like, well, you're shit anyway.
And Morocco is still in. Flynn's Moroccan.
He's not, but yeah.
I think Switzerland is playing. Who are they playing? Can't remember. So, yeah.
I've lost track. I've completely lost track of what's going on.
There were a lot of teams at the start of the tournament.
There were. I really liked all the African nations all coming out and doing brilliantly well.
Is Algeria still? I can't remember who's...
Because we don't often see the African nations because we're not in the sort of hemisphere.
And also we're not massive football followers.
No. So there's obviously a lot of the African players who play in teams in Europe as well.
But the Norway... I was very impressed with the Norway-Brazil game. I think there was a couple of free kicks, but it was, literally tackles going around patting each other on the back.
Yeah, you said compared to...
Whereas the Mexicans, you see what the Mexicans were trying to get Bellingham riled up and just going past him, nudging him in the shoulder, and then just fucking little... Ugh.
But I think also because it was in front of their home crowd as well, which... You know, they were
And the
desperate
Portuguese-Spanish
to win.
game was wasn't that
It was
aggressive.
really boring.
It was really boring.
Really
I think
boring.
Portugal are going to look back, and it was like they only started trying when they went down a goal, and then they started looking like quite a dangerous team. And you're like, well, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I was feeling when they were playing, it was 0-0, and it got to like 90 something, and I'm like, or not 80, high 80s in the in the game duration, and I'm thinking, do you want to play extra time? You know, it's like, come on, someone score a goal, because
apparently
you
that's
don't
what
want to play another half an hour, really.
Touche was saying to the English lot, is because he took Kane off and brought someone else on before extra time, and he said, "This is your World Cup. Don't go to extra time. Don't go to penalties.
Yeah.
Just keep fighting."
Yeah, and do you know what?
Still working. I always get paranoid.
I'm always working.
Anyway.
But I think, you know, with that especially, I think this is the first team that I've seen in a long time. Not that like you say, massively followed a lot of their football, but I feel that they really, really want it. They're like really, and I know all the players play, but I just feel like you say, like the Portugal team just didn't really,
it didn't
give 100% of their,
or whether it was
passion,
a tactical decision.
or I don't know.
And then poor old Henderson breaking his arm. Jumps over hoardings, put his hand on top of the hoarding, his hand slipped down the inside side of it, and then obviously produced more force as he came down, just landed on that hand, and you could see it breaking the...
Just like straight arm almost landing.
I mean, I don't know enough if he was potentially going to be picked for the other games.
Doesn't matter, but it's backup. If something happens to, I don't know what.
But yeah, imagine that.
Order.
Oh, yeah. There hasn't been actually any serious injuries, have there? There was a Portugal player that went off yesterday, but...
No, like you said, the whole sort of camaraderie between the players has been fairly...
I wonder who
there is still a lot of rolling around on the floor for no apparent reason, which
I wonder who the home nations will now support. Who you think they'll follow? Norway?
I think the US might get behind Norway because they've been very prolific in the whole thing and getting involved in the crowd. They like that whole crowd thing. The rowing and the drum. But then there's a lot of Brits around as well. So the next stage with us.
Well, if it's anything like rugby, no one likes supporting England. You know, for Southern Hemisphere, they support anyone. It's always that. I can't remember which rugby player said that. I'll support anyone but England. Yeah, I mean, Spain went through Argentina on. If we beat Belgium, I think we'll play Argentina.
They won it last year. Last time.
Yes, I forgot that. Apparently they're playing at Miami next, so going from altitude, Miami will be proper hot and humid. So, but they've got, well, they haven't got that much time. Was it Saturday? Sunday? Saturday.
So 5 days.
Yeah. But
well,
yes, the heat's quite interesting. So we were talking about a couple of the athletes that I coach. Obviously, they're all sprinters, they're not endurance athletes. But we were talking about one of them who pulled his groin, unfortunately, in a second race, the England champs. And as you said, it's not, the heat's great when you're racing, but as it's been so hot, and 99% of people do not have aircon, so they're sleeping in hot rooms, dehydrated.
And this is the thing, you know, like we were saying, we're not set up like other countries with air conditioning as standard.
How much do you think?
There's a lot of offices and workplaces, but even actually, I went up to London on Friday, and the trains now from here all have aircon. So the trains are lovely, but then as soon as you get into central London and you hit a tube or a thing, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be honest. But obviously, I wasn't travelling at peak time where it's rammed and packed full of people.
Yeah.
But it was pretty hot, and I'm standing, you know, by the door, so you get the through breeze as you're going along.
Get everyone else's bacteria.
But all these people were just sitting down. I was like, "What? How are you sitting there? It's so hot sitting down there."
Might have air-conditioned buttocks.
Air-conditioned buttocks, is that a thing?
How much do you think it costs to air-condition a room properly? Not talking about a portable one. But
what, like a normal bedroom in a house?
Yeah. A double bedroom.
£3,000.
£8,000.
Okay. But that's what I mean. So there are people who've done up their houses that we know recently, and I've heard about, who have put it in.
Yes.
And then when they put it in, people are going, "What do you need aircon for? We live in the UK, blah, blah, blah." And now they're all going,
How are they going?
I've got aircon. I'm all right, thanks very much. And we've seen lots of people with little tubes hanging out of their windows where they've obviously got a portable system. But our friend Chris, who runs a building company, he couldn't get one for love nor money.
Good saying.
which he would have happily given love and money to get an air conditioning unit.
Yeah.
Because all the big industrial ones are out on site, all of his sites. So he was trying to get another one out. All the fans sold out pretty much. You tried to get one for Amber, can't get one.
Oh yeah, that other fan still hasn't come.
I don't know, I'm not involved, but yes, I knew that. I thought you'd cancel that one.
No,
I'll just go to John Lewis or Sainsbury's and try and get one if they've got any. Just a physical one.
Yeah, I'll check it on the to-do list.
Another thing on the to-do list, right? So try not to melt out there, people. What would be your keep cool strategies? What's your favourite thing to keep cool?
So interesting, in the Tour de France, they're always looking for these marginal gains, and they looked at developing. So the core body temperature, used to think about putting towels around your neck, but they designed the handlebar grips to be cool, so that would dissipate your heat and core temperature. So talk about your wrist and your hands.
Yeah.
So basically, just put your hands in something cold.
I saw a whole load of the cyclists were lined up in front of one team, and they've got them sitting in chairs, and they've got these shallow plastic trays of cool water, and they were all just sitting like that.
So it's quite.
I thought they were on like their warm down bikes, but they weren't. They were just sitting in chairs,
cooling down,
just in that position, just with their whole forearms and hands. But they still all had their helmets on and everything. I'm like,
well, they might have been just about to race.
Okay, because some of them were like just splashing water, like all over them. But they literally had their forearms in these.
And then I mean, most average males should be taking on board at least 2 litres of fluid in a day. Now, 3.5.
Why males?
Well, I'm just giving an average 80 kilo average. Obviously, female. If there's an 80 kilo, I can't be sexist, but we should be having at least 3.5 litres a day, which is a huge amount of water. So, trying to up your fruit and your veg, because you'll get your water from that as well. Yes.
But this is what you're saying. You were finding, everything was like feeling a bit achy and whatever. And I think because you drink, especially when you're busy and you're in aircon, you're not realising you're still sweating and
glowing, Suzie. I don't sweat. I perspire. Horses sweat. Men perspire. Women glow. Thank you.
What a load of old crock. That's like from the Victorian days.
Well, I am a Victorian father. I'm that old. I remember
Victoria. Yes, you are.
I remember the summer of '76.
You do. I don't. I remember my mum taking me. This is a hearsay story from my mum, so who knows? It could be about
hearsay. That was a good group.
Could be even her other child, because she forgets which child she's talking about.
Well, you're not the favourite, so.
I think it was me, because my skin is slightly darker, quite a lot darker than my brother's, and apparently because my mum obviously, back in the 70s, she didn't believe in SPF. There's no sun protection. You just put like Hawaiian Tropic.
Exactly. Olive oil.
Basic on, and obviously, a hat if you're lucky, if you're a kid. So I was 4, so apparently I was really, really, really dark. Really, my God.
With those photos of you?
Super, but like when I was 4. And so I can't remember why my mum took me to the doctors for something, and he'd actually berated her and told her she'd cooked me outside.
You just hadn't looked after you.
So, my mum did come back with a retort, which I won't say. Cool. No, it wasn't rude. She just shouted something that could be seen as slightly racist. At that time, it wasn't. So I don't remember it apart from it being just hot. I just remember we had one of those big, huge, rectangular paddling pools that everybody had in the 70s.
Yeah.
I remember it was red.
Nice. And
it was like about that, like 1.5 to 2 foot deep, probably around the sides.
Yeah, just around the sides and then different in the middle.
Seriously. He is walking a fine line.
Is it meniscus? You know when you pour water into a glass?
Is that random? Is it meniscus? What?
I think it's meniscal. It's called the meniscal curve. Hence meniscus around your knee. But when you pour water into a glass to the top, it actually becomes proud because of the friction around the edge.
Are you proud? What has that got to do with anything?
You were saying it was 2 foot on the sides, and I was like, well, is that not the same depth of water in the middle? Flip your fan, you cum bucket.
I'm going to just fan flack now.
Right. Don't now. That is just killed.
Yeah. Woo! Anyway, so enjoy your paddling pools. If you have got water, get in it.
If you haven't, you're fucked.
Well, no, get your forearms in a bowl of water or the sink.
What if you've only got 2 arms?
What did I say?
Forearms.
Oh my God! Help me, please! Help me, please, everybody!
What's ET short for?
Oh, here we go. Another dad joke. This is Mark's dad joke.
No, this is from Sophia at the track.
But it's still a dad joke.
It's a great joke. What's ET short for?
Extraterrestrial.
No, because he's got little legs. You didn't get it.
I didn't get it because I'm very intelligent, and I was thinking of a far more intelligent way that joke could possibly work than the fact that ET is short and he's got little legs. For the people that were like me, were like going, "What? Don't get it."
See.
Anyway, it was amazing. Great job. Stay cool, people. See you next week.